Right now at noon, Baraboo police are investigating threats to citizens after a controversial photo of some high school students was posted on social media. Plus, a suspect is in custody after a shooting on Madison's north side last night. And the death toll continues to rise in the Camp Fire in Northern California.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Thursday afternoon. We'll get to the stories in just a minute, but first let's head over to the Weather Center meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at your first alert forecast. I'm watching a lot of feeds coming into the newsroom from out east. A lot of snow.
Yeah, in other spots across the country, they're dealing with about 6 to 8 inches of snow in some areas, and oh, how close that we got across southern Wisconsin to getting some of that snow. Look at how sharp that cutoff is. Kenosha getting some of that snow right now, but just to the north and west, really nothing. That is a very sharp gradient between snow and no snow. We're actually enjoying the sunshine and milder temperatures compared to yesterday. A live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam, already up to 37 in Madison, 40s, a 40-degree sighting. How about that in Boscobel and Lone Rock? And that's about 5 to, in some cases, close to 10 degrees warmer compared to this time on Wednesday. Wind speeds are helping a little bit. You can kind of see where that snow is and where it isn't, just based on that wind direction there and where that system is, I should say. Out of the south, generally at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your forecast first, temperatures falling through the 30s this evening, some clouds coming in overnight, and even a few snow showers and flurries are possible. We'll talk about multiple rounds of snow showers and possibly some accumulation as we start Saturday morning in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Maybe 40 today?
Maybe 40. I think we'll get there.
Woo. All right. Thank you, Dave. Topping the news today, police are investigating threats to citizens related to a photo in Baraboo from last spring that showed Baraboo high school boys with their right arms raised in what appears to be a Nazi salute. The Baraboo Police Department said it became aware of the photograph on Monday, which included about 60 boys that was posted on social media. Since then, threats to Baraboo School District students, staff, city entities, and private businesses have been rampant. Threats have come through email, voice messages, and telephone contact to all members of the community, and the department is investigating the potential crimes to ensure the safety of the community. Baraboo Police said officers are investigating whether the photo was posted with an intent that could be considered criminal under Wisconsin statutes. The Baraboo community is meeting tonight to talk about the fallout from that photo. Baraboo Mayor Mike Palm says that he doesn't know how many people to expect tonight, but he says the meeting is just the start of a bigger conversation. The meeting starts at 6:30 at the Baraboo Civic Center and is open to everyone. A 25-year-old man is in stable condition. A suspect has been arrested in connection to a shooting on Madison's north side last night. Police responded to the shooting in the 700 block of Troy Drive after 7:30. When officers arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound to his lower torso. Emergency medical services transported the man to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The police said this morning the man is listed in stable condition following surgery and is expected to survive. The suspect, Richard Harris Jr. of Madison, was arrested in the 2000 block of Northridge Terrace without incident. The gun used in the shooting was also recovered. Police say the victim and Harris knew each other. The Madison Police Department Violent Crimes Unit is investigating the shooting. A 13-year-old was arrested after police found a stolen vehicle. Verona police responding to a report of a theft from a driveway on Edward Street when officers received reports of another vehicle disabled nearby with flat tires. They pursued the stolen vehicle on 151. Officers used stop sticks on McKee Road in Fitchburg. Several juveniles ran from the vehicle. Police were able to arrest a 13-year-old from Middleton. The teen, considered a runaway, the teen was transported to the Juvenile Reception Center. Sauk County officials are looking for a vehicle involved in a hit-and-run crash. Sauk County emergency crews were called to Highway 154 near Sugar Maple Road for a crash involving an Amish buggy yesterday afternoon. The vehicle that hit the buggy left the scene. Investigators they suspect the suspected vehicle is a black GMC SUV, possibly a Tahoe or Yukon, from model years 2007 to 2014. The vehicle has significant damage to the front passenger side panel and fenders. The occupants of the buggy were not injured, but the buggy sustained major damage. The death toll continues to rise for the Camp Fire in Northern California. Searchers recovered 8 more victims of the Camp Fire yesterday, bringing the death toll now to 56. 130 people, most of them over the age of 65, are still missing. The Camp Fire has destroyed nearly 9,000 homes and forced at least 52,000 people to evacuate. Officials say rebuilding efforts could take years.
Now, the Federal Emergency Management Agency is working with 700 open disasters. All these disasters take multiple years to get through.
Investigators still working to determine the cause of this fire. Some homeowners are suing the utility company after it reported issues with its transmission lines around the time the fire erupted. Saudi Arabia has announced charges against 11 people they say are responsible for the murder of U.S. resident Jamal Khashoggi. Saudi Arabia will seek the death penalty for 5 of the accused, according to the prosecutor. Saudi Arabia's former deputy head of intelligence ordered Khashoggi's killing. He says Khashoggi was targeted because of his work with foreign media organizations. Khashoggi was killed at the Saudi consulate in Turkey and then dismembered. It took the Saudis 2 weeks to acknowledge that he had been killed, and they haven't said where his remains are. The WIAA High School State Football Finals are now underway at Camp Randall. First game of the day is a Division VII game in the battle of undefeated teams. Blackhawk taking on Edgar for the gold ball. Right now, Blackhawk leads Edgar 22-15 in the fourth quarter. We'll have more on this game tonight in sports. And the day Wisconsin hunters have been waiting for all year is almost here. The state's 9-day gun deer hunt begins a half hour before sunrise Saturday and runs through November 25th. Hunters killed 197,733 deer during last year's 9-year hunt. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Sometimes it's okay to break tradition, and this is one of those times. Are you up for the challenge? When it comes to Thanksgiving, I'm a big believer that you don't want to mess with the basics. Like, I would never serve a lasagna instead of a turkey on that day. And next to the bird, you gotta have mashed potatoes and some sort of stuffing. But beyond that, in my book, it's okay to try something new with the sides. So this year, instead of serving the classic creamy green bean casserole, how about swapping it for a lighter and flavor-packed option that will be very welcome? We start by cooking some fresh green beans in a pot of boiling water until they're tender, yet still crisp. While they drain, in the same pot, we melt some butter and stir in some fresh lemon juice, a good amount of slivered garlic, a bit of capers if we want, and some salt and pepper. Now the green beans go back in the pot and we'll toss them until they're well coated and infused with all that goodness. When these get passed around the table with all the other fill-you-up favorites, they'll be a welcome change. To get the recipe for our lemon garlic green beans, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a lighter and brighter way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, a sunny and milder day across the area, but we could be seeing some snow later on. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield will have your first alert forecast when we come back.
Life
Well, Americans spent more money in October, and a new Hasbro game pokes fun at millennials. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Americans spent more than $511 billion on cars, clothes, and food in October. All told, the Commerce Department says retail sales rose 0.8% last month. That was more than expected. Autos and general merchandise made up the biggest increase. Walmart is out with its latest quarterly report card ahead of the holidays. The world's biggest retailer says it earned $1.7 billion on sales of nearly $125 billion. Sales grew as it ramped up its online presence in a race to compete with Amazon. Store traffic also grew, and people spent more money when they went in to shop. Losses for Uber increased by $177 million during the third quarter. The ride-hailing company says it lost more than $1 billion from July through September. But Uber's ridership and revenue have been growing, and the company still plans to proceed with a public offering next year. There's a new Monopoly game out, and this version is for millennials. The game centers around the generation born between 1981 and 1996. Instead of collecting money to buy property, players collect experiences, like a trip to an artisan coffee shop. The game's tagline is, "Forget real estate, you can't afford it anyway." And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
All right, Diane, thank you. The Dow Industrial's up a little bit today, 2.5 points. The NASDAQ up 48. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee on this Thursday. Monopoly for Millennials.
I was going to say, do you think we'd have a chance? I don't even know if I'd be able to compete. I'm still I'm kind of a property kid myself, if you know what I mean. So that's all right. They're getting ready for the holiday season, as many people are. Speaking of the holiday season, Mark, the American Farm Bureau Federation, along with the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation, came out with their latest market basket survey on our Thanksgiving meal for this year. And guess what? You're going to save money if you do it yourself. Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation says the average price on a 16-pound turkey this year is down almost $2 compared to a year ago. We've got plenty of supply out there, both fresh and frozen turkeys. The average price, if you're serving a family of 10, all the Thanksgiving fixings here in Wisconsin, about $4.50 per person. But boy, that changes if you decide you're going to tap into meal delivery services. The American Farm Bureau Federation, recognizing a lot of folks like that convenience, also surveyed their Thanksgiving prices. And if you go the delivery route, you're probably going to pay about $8 a person for the Thanksgiving fixin'. So definitely a discount if you do it yourself. Congratulations also to Dave Geiser up in Calumet County. He and his wife, Deb Reinhardt, at Gold Star Dairy in New Holstein have been named the 2018 Leopold Conservation Award winners by the Sand County Foundation, Farm Bureau, Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Land Conservation Association. Dairy today in Chicago. We started off robust, but we're slipping a little bit today. Barrel cheese is unchanged at $1.36. 40-pound block cheese, 2.5 cents higher today at $1.42.5. Double A butter, 3.5 cents higher at $2.27.5. Speaking of Thanksgiving and turkeys, I think Mr. Caulfield needs to keep working on that sunshine out there. I found my sunglasses. That's coming in handy today. Don't like the idea of having to slide and glide home tomorrow on freezing rain or craziness like that.
Well, I don't either.
I got good snow tires. We'll make it. We'll make it.
You got that big truck. You can get through anything.
I do.
All right. All right. Thank you, Pam. Yeah. And Dave is here now. Nothing for 24 hours or so.
Right. And hopefully I'm not too big of a turkey over the next couple of days, because I don't want to go through the process that turkeys go through over the next week or so.
Give us the forecast. We want to gobble it up.
Okay. Very, very good. Very well done, Mark. And I have good news. High pressure is actually keeping the snow affecting some of our friends in Kenosha away from us. What's happening is we have two systems, and we're kind of in the middle of those, and that one system bringing so much snow to a large portion of the country is a cutoff low, so it's really not going anywhere. It needs the atmosphere to help steer it along, and since we have higher pressure over us, it's acting as kind of a blocker. It's blocking that from heading a little bit farther to the north and west. So we're actually looking at that sunshine, but that system off to our north and west will come through tonight, could bring us a couple of snow showers. That's it. It's the second system that has our attention at this point. All right, we're going up on a Thursday. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. How's it going, man? It's a nice day out there to get any work done that you might have to do. 41, the forecast high today. Still a little bit below normal, but we're getting there. We're getting better outside. 37 in Madison, 40 in Lone Rock and Boscobel. I do think that we will hit 40 degrees before this Thursday is over and done with. Our 24-hour temperature change about 5 to 10 degrees once again compared to this time yesterday. So we do have a couple of snow chances over the next 48 to 72 hours or so. Our first one arrives very early tomorrow morning. We're really just looking at a few flakes at most. the impacts of this first round of snow looking very minor. We'll keep an eye on it, but it really just looks like a few snow showers and then everything wraps up, no accumulation. However, there could be some accumulation as we head into early on Saturday morning. I think that snow becomes likely early on, but I do think that it gets out of here pretty quickly. Even so, we could be looking at about 1 inch to 2 inches of snow for Saturday morning, and also some freezing drizzle may mix in, especially in spots to the south. I'll level with you all, folks. This system is a little bit tough to pin down. It's been waffling a little bit, so we're going to watch it. We have to kind of be ready for everything this time of year. Future track showing things pretty quiet over the next couple of hours or so. Here's that first round of some snow showers, really not looking at anything too significant. As we head into early on Saturday morning, here's that second system coming through. You see that pink there, kind of a sharp gradient possible of that patchy freezing drizzle and freezing rain. Again, that snow potential, we're looking at anywhere from a trace to 2 inches of snow. Some areas possibly getting 3 inches, and a little bit of patchy freezing rain also possible. So that could make things a bit slick as we head into early Saturday morning. So we're watching that very closely. And we're also watching the sunshine come back to start next week. Temperatures on the chilly side. Still looking at a few rain showers later on Thanksgiving. And for Black Friday, hopefully those clear out over the next couple of days.
All right, so not a big snowstorm. There's cats all over the place here.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
All right, little kitty, there's more there, look.
I feel better now.
Sarah Lynn from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pets of the week. We'll meet Buddy, Strawberry, and Chupa. Who do I have here? Chupa, right here, okay. So when we come back. Sarah Lynn from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pets of the week. Good to see you.
Hi, thanks.
And for Marissa today, we had endless Dave's help here. We have cats galore.
That's right. 3 little kittens here. Not that little, I guess. 4 months old.
4 months, yeah?
Yeah.
So who do we all have here?
This is Strawberry over on the side, the only girl in the pack.
Dave has Strawberry.
You're
Oh,
holding
that's why she's trying to get away from me. She's a girl.
Chupa?
This is Buddy.
And they were surrendered, or how did?
Yeah, they were found as stray, and then they were brought to the shelter not too long ago, actually. They've just been there a couple of days.
So 4 months old?
4 months old, yeah.
So there's still kittens in them.
Yes, as we can see as we try to wrangle them. They have plenty of energy, but they're going to be perfect. They rode the whole way in the car seat next to me, and they had their little paws sticking out trying to get my attention.
So they don't have to go together.
No, they don't. They could go separately, but if anyone's looking to add a couple of cats, these 3 all get along famously.
You could have an instant cat family.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, thank you. That was very sweet of you.
Yeah, so they're ready to go.
And you are collecting items for the holidays.
That's right.
Whoops, there you go.
We're opening up a new thrift store as part of Dane County Humane Society, and so we're collecting items to kind of kick that off. The soft opening should be at the start of January, so we're collecting things at the main shelter right now. It goes from today all the way through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So what kind of things are you looking for?
A lot of household goods, kitchen stuff, gently used clothing, that kind of thing.
Just drop them off the shelter and check out the animals at the same time?
Yes, indeed.
And
check out these cute babies.
Last week, we got to tell this story.
Yes, that's Gus.
Gus had 3 legs. He lost a leg.
He did. He was hit by a car on the Beltline, and a woman who saw that happen jumped out of her car, tried to find him and bring him to us or to a vet, but the police came and they got him and brought him to us. She kind of lost track of him, saw him on this show, and then immediately ran over to the shelter and was able to get him and take him home.
That
Wow.
is fantastic.
That is really,
What
really
a great
cool.
story that is.
It's great, yes.
All right, let's get these 3 home.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, take them all.
Yeah.
Go to the website, giveshelter.org, for information on these guys and all the critters available. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
Dave,
Thank you
one
for your
last check
help.
of the forecast.
All right, this is going to be a little challenging with a kitten, but
Kitten for a pointer?
yeah, we're going to try it. So temperatures right now are in the 30s outside. I do think that we will hit 40 degrees as we head later in this afternoon. Some snow showers possible overnight into early tomorrow morning, and then we'll have another round of snow possibly early Saturday morning.
So maybe overnight on Friday.
Yes.
All right. That's our time. Thanks for watching. Come get a kitten. See you back here at 4.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.